Welcome to Machines and More. Welcome to Computex in Taipei. I'm here to show you the smallest case that fits a 360 millimeter radiator, the B4-mATX. It's co-designed with Dan Cases. Also, big thanks to Lian Li for sponsoring this video here at Computex 2026. Some of you may have seen this previewed on the channel multiple times. We even take a look at it last year, and the design has changed a lot because last year there was a rounded aluminum shell, and that's gone. Here we have the squarish rectangular block, and that's done in order to maximize component flexibility and as well as keep the cost manageable. Because this case, as versatile as it is, being able to take MATX boards, the B4-mATX will come in at $70 in the base mesh black version. And it'll come in at the very top end SKU will be the white. It's got a beechwood or birchwood lightwood trim for $90 US, and that's very good at a time when component prices are, make it very cost prohibitive to build. This is the final form that's gone into production already, and we're looking at a shipping date towards the end of June at most retailers. 21.3 liters. And can take up to a 358 millimeter long GPU, which will cover plenty of GPUs on the market. It is compatible with mini-itx and MATX boards, 4 slots of clearance at the bottom, so it does pretty much fit the footprint of the entire MATX board. If and when you want, you could run slim fans under the GPU or regular thickness fans. There are cutouts at the bottom to house those fans. A couple interesting tidbits. The AIO can only go on the side. You can see here it's going to be able to house a 360. It's a very long side panel here. Even though there is a cutout at the top for 2 120 millimeter fans, you can't actually fit a 240 there. There's just too many obstructions, and depending on whether you're running an MATX board or not, there's going to be additional board restrictions for that. So they're not recommending that a 240 can fit there. I'm sure some of you that are creative can make something fit there and also do a 360 at the side. That might be really interesting. One of the features of the case is this front panel 120 millimeter that's cut out. You can actually fit a slim, or you can fit a regular thickness. You can fit a 30 millimeter fan there. It really depends on how long your GPU is. For most of you not running the longest GPUs, you should be able to fit any fan that you want at the front there, and that is convenient. So the way they've set up the airflow here is pretty interesting. They've got the top fan intaking, the side panel fan intaking, the front panel fan also intaking, and that's sending the airflow towards the back. This other fan right here is actually exhausting, so they've kind of bisected the case down vertically, and they're positive pressure here and then exhausting here. And you'll see there's this fan shroud at the side panel, and that's to streamline the airflow to make the fan work a little bit more efficiently in conjunction with the tower cooler here. Speaking of tower coolers, without the side panel, you can fit up to 168 millimeters of tower cooler. That's going to cover your Noctua D15s, your big, bad air coolers. And with this side panel installed, if you want to use it, say, for, to keep a fan here, you could do 162. And that's good enough for a lot of big tower coolers as well. The case is going to come with 2 slim fans. These are Lian Li branded fans, and that's a very nice touch there. And onto the back, a couple of interesting features here. Then one of them is this rotatable power bracket. This is mainly for vertical mode, because when you have the case on the feet here, when you can flip it up standing straight up, this is going to get in the way. So this is going to fold the power cable nicely and tuck it away. A couple things that you might see on vertical cases that you don't usually see is the ability to manage your display cables. This one, there's this clip here that'll hook your HDMI cable or your DisplayPort cable. Piece can also come off. You can secure your cable, screw it back on. That's more of a permanent fixture so that you can keep your cables out of the way. You see these feet at the back here. This is so the case can turn vertically if you want. A lot of you are not going to run it in vertical mode, and that's fine. These are not removable though. Okay, this has got the optional wood front arrow trim kit here, which is going to run $30. But what this is going to allow you to do is have a very streamlined looking front, because without this, you would actually run the other side of the case at the front. And that doesn't look, as intriguing, although it certainly doesn't look bad. But the interesting thing that this can allow you to do is, because it is going to be on the GPU side, you can feed the GPU with the front fans, and then you can exhaust out the back. And that's a very good airflow setup for your GPU cooling. And on the side here, they've got a 360 millimeter radiator that's intaking. So it kind of sends all the air out the back. And that's the airflow concept there. You do add a little bit of volume with this one. I think with the trim kit, it comes out to be about 24 liters. The Aero Kit's just going to give you a little bit more aesthetics and functionality with the case, although it is approaching the size of the A3-mATX, but you can't turn that case on its end to go vertically. So with the B4-mATX, the white is a little bit of cooler white that you might have seen on their SP series of power supplies. It's going to be a little less, a lot less ivory. So this is how the side panels close. They are toolless. There's a specific order they have to go in. The front one has to go back on last, and the front one also has to come off first if you're going to do it. So it looks like a very promising case. Like I mentioned, it is shipping to retailers right now, so the launch is going to be towards the end of June. June 26th is the ETA right now, so we'll definitely stay tuned to that. I will be reviewing it on the channel, so I think we'll give this a proper rundown, see if this is the best airflow setup for this case. All right, I've also got the O11 EVO RGB here. This is the V2. Very interesting case, a small detail at the bottom. And it has to do with the angled bottom fans, which, as I am told, their testing shows that this reduces the noise of the fans at the bottom. I think that's because a lot of times cases at the bottom have this cutout here. Okay, and if you have intake fans here, you're going to be able to hear those fans a little bit more. With this design, you can close it off. This scoop over here allows air to intake through the front and then feed your GPUs. And actually, they're doing that in quite a lot of their cases. I think that's something that a lot of manufacturers usually ignore. And that's a shame, because I think little things like that make a big difference here. Let's go over to the other side. I'm going to show you the case that features roller fans. Behind me is the Lancool 207 XL. This is the case that is going to come with 2 roller fans. Now, this is still pending. I think there's a couple things that are still getting worked out on it. But the roller fans actually work really well for intaking through the side panel and then forcing the air into the GPU's intake fans. It's a really interesting design. You don't see that very much. I did get to play with it a little bit. There are aluminum rollers. I don't usually cover ATX cases here on the channel, but they're Lancool 4. It looks really neat because you do have this glass front, but there's a cutout for your intake fans so that you don't sacrifice your airflow and sacrifice your thermals. What kind of looks like an old school stereo system here. This isn't shipping until Q3 2026. Finally, we've got the new Unifans. This is going to be launching throughout the end of June and July. The new fans are going to be compatible with your motherboard's RGB control. Something that's been missing on the RGB capable Unifans. And so it's going to be able to be controlled through their own wireless controller. It's going to be able to control through their software and a USB adapter. And then it's also going to be working if you just plug it in directly to your motherboard's 3-pin 5-volt RGB. For full functionality, you do want to plug in to USB for the LCD capable fans. But for convenience, I think a lot of users will just like to run them off of your motherboard's RGB controller. So that is nice that they're giving that capability to you. And actually, surprised it's taken this long, but it's a good move. Hope you enjoyed checking out the B4 with me here. Lots more to come. Make sure you are subscribed. Please give a like if you enjoyed this overview of the Lian Li booth here. Once again, big thanks to Lian Li for sponsoring the video. And more to come here from Taipei. See you in the next one.